Hello, my name's David Wright, and welcome to another random subject matter that I want to talk about. Something I've mentioned before is fasting. So, uh, I'm going to undertake a 10-day fast. This will be the second time I have done this. Some of my personal history with fasting. I was in the military in Kuwait, and I was at a church service, and one of the guys there, a guest speaker, came up and gave a whole presentation on fasting. And he talked about some of the different health benefits and some of the different spiritual benefits. And it intrigued me. And so I ended up doing a 3-day fast of no food, just liquid for 3 days. And at the end of that, then um, I didn't do it anymore for like several years until I got out of the military. And also at the same time, I was basically had a 1-day fast forced upon me by the holiday of Ramadan. When I was a hospital corpsman in the Navy for 5.5 years, and when I was deployed to Kuwait, I was one of my things that I did was I was a medical liaison. So at the base that I was at, we couldn't do, when I was stationed in Kuwait, we couldn't do all the medical procedures and surgeries that a person may require. And so they contracted the certain procedures to be done out in the hospitals in Kuwait. And so I would go with those patients as a medical liaison, and I would stay with them for 12, 16 hours, and I would just sit there and watch TV and then call the base with a cell phone that I had on updates on the patient's condition. So one of these times I got sent out to a hospital during the holiday of Ramadan, and so I was not, since there was no food or water available for me to drink, even though I was not Muslim, I still had to I still had to participate because I was outside the perimeter of the base, which made me particularly mad at the time. And because I was really hungry and I was really thirsty, and I was just like looking around for something, but I knew that at nightfall that I should be able to find some food. And sure enough, as soon as the sun went down, I kind of gestured to some people, and they direct me to this area where they had a huge banquet, and they were more than happy. The hospital staff there was more than happy to send me through the line with a huge plate of food and like a soda, which made me super happy because I had been hungry all day long. So that was another experience that I had with fasting. So after I got out of the military, I joined a church that did a 10-day fast at the very beginning of the year, which today is January 4th. I'm starting my 10-day fast as part of my being part of this church. It's not that something that they require, but it's something that they heavily encourage their members to do, and I've done it once before, and it was extremely beneficial, I think. Even right now, I'm like not really wanting to do this, but I think that it will be. I know from previous experience that it will reap benefits, and it's something that I've thought that for a few months now, that when the time comes, I should do it, and so now I'm doing it. So today's the 4th. So then So my fast should be over on the evening of the 14th, of January 14th. Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick spin around showing what my body looks like now. Last time I did a full 10-day fast, I lost a lot of weight, as you can imagine, and a lot of that weight that I lost was weight that I had put on by drinking excessive amounts of beer, and so I didn't put that weight back on after I finished the fast. I kind of got back to like a normal weight, and I didn't get that pudgy beer belly again, which was good. I think I was also kind of getting a little fat in the face. So some other things that I've been told is that your body naturally cleanses itself of toxins over time. Your body stores toxins in your adipose tissue or your fat cells. And so once you get past your third day of fasting, you go into starvation mode where your body starts actually breaking down fat cells. And people freak out. Some people would freak out and are like, why would you want to starve yourself? It sounds like a bad thing sometimes, but it's actually a good thing. And historically, you would have starvation kind of forced upon you by a famine or something like that. But with modern science of and agriculture, we've pretty much, especially in the United States, we've eradicated famine. If there's a food depletion in one part of the country, another part of the country is plentiful enough that it makes up for the loss of food in another part of the country. Things like adding nitrogen and irrigation irrigation systems to our soil, that we can make sure that the soil has the things that it needs to grow, even if it's not naturally there every year. So that's all I have for the first day. We'll probably have some more things to say in the following days. So I got 10 days of videos to make. So we'll end this thing by me doing a quick spin around, and that'll be it. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy it.